Thanks. Is there paneling?
Usually have some extra insurance. Give me the pins. Oh, here, use my. I thought you needed it.
Oh.
You all set? Perfect. Time is 6:33. I'd like to call this regular Board of Education meeting to order. The first item on our agenda is the roll call of those Board of Education members who are present. Trustee Goodrich, could you please conduct the roll call? Present.
Here.
Here. Here. Here, we have 6 Board of Education members present and 1 is absent at this time. Next, that takes us to the Pledge of Allegiance. I'd like to invite members of the public who have joined us in the Board of Education to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, that takes us to the acceptance of the agenda. Is there a motion at this time to accept the agenda as presented?
Madam President, I still move.
Thank you. A motion was made by trustee Gaisley. Is there support for this motion?
Trustee Schindler, support.
Supported by trustee Schindler. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Next, that takes us to our first public comment section for this evening. Ms. Haynes, are there any public comment cards that have come in? Thank you, Ms. Haynes. Next, that takes us to the consent agenda. And at this time, is there a motion?
I move that the Board of Education approve the August 1, 2022 regular board meeting minutes. 2 personnel matters as per the presented list dated 8/9/22, new hires and resignations.
Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Goodrich. Is there support for this motion?
Trustee Townsend, support.
Supported by trustee Townsend. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Next, that takes us to item 6, which is a discussion regarding our MASB delegate election. And we are only discussing this. We know that we selected delegates and alternates at our January organizational meeting, but we just wanted to put this on the agenda as a reminder of who the delegate and the alternate is, so that that person who is attending our upcoming MASB conference would be able to represent the Board of Education for votes. The floor is open for discussion. If anyone has any conflicts, any questions. I know trustee Townsend that you are planning to be, and you are registered to attend the October conference.
Correct. I think quite a few of us are registered to attend the conference. I would love a reminder because I see who it was last year, but
So trustee Fields was voted as our delegate and trustee Townsend is our alternate
this year.
this year.
Okay,
Yes.
appreciate that.
And trustee
Sounds
Fields,
good.
will you be attending? Okay, perfect. So even if not, we know that trustee Townsend as the alternate will be there, so we'll be covered either way. Okay, perfect.
Now I see it.
You see it? Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions, trustee Gaisley?
No, thank you.
I have one quick question.
Yeah.
If I remember right, did we actually have 2 seats in the voting last year? Or was it just, 'cause I seem to remember 2 of you actually went into attendance, but maybe that both the delegate and alternate will be
Yeah,
eligible to cast votes.
both the delegate and alternate can be seated.
Does that answer your question?
It
trustee
does,
Lewis?
thank
Okay,
you.
perfect. Any other discussion on this item? So Ms. Haynes will make sure that the voting delegates and alternates who are representing the Board of Education, that paperwork will be submitted, and we should be all set for the October conference. Next, that takes us to our first action item under Human Resources, and this is the approval of a principal at the ACE High School. And at this time, is there a motion?
Trustee Townsend, Madam President, Trustee Townsend, move that the Board of Education approve the principal at the ACE program contract of Charles Davis Jr. with the commencement date of August 4th, 2022.
Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Townsend. Is there support for this motion?
Madam President, trustee Fields, I support.
Supported by trustee Fields. Any discussion on this item, board? Dr. Zachary Ross, would we like to invite Ms. McCarty to present the candidate to the board?
Thank you. Yes, Ms. McCarty, would you come and introduce the candidate prior to the board?
Thank you. Thank you, Madam President, members of the Board of Education, and Dr. Zachary Ross. It's my pleasure to bring for your approval or review and potential approval, Charles Davis Jr. Charles comes to us with his education from Western Michigan University, both his bachelor's and his master's. He's been in education since 2002. He's been a math teacher. He's been a consultant for leaders in community. He's been a principal in various areas since 2010, and most recently from River Rouge. Mr. Davis brings a plethora of education and experience to the district, and I am very excited to present him for your review.
Thank you, Ms. McCarty. Any discussion, board questions, comments at this time? A motion was made by trustee Townsend, supported by, I didn't write the support.
I think it was trustee Fields.
Thank you. Supported by trustee Fields. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations and welcome to YCS. Mr. Davis, would you like to address the Board of Education and say a few words?
First of all, I want to say thank you. I am completely in love with this district. I feel incredibly blessed to be here. I'm so excited with the leadership that we have in the district. And it's a true blessing to be here. Like I said before, I'm just ecstatic. Feel like the first day of school for a little kid. So for me, I plan on making you all proud. And at the same time, this is, for me, just like a dream come true. So I just want to say thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Next, that brings us to the approval of an assistant principal at Ypsilanti Community High School. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, I move that the Board of Education approve the assistant principal at Ypsilanti Community High School contract of Horace Stone Jr. with the commencement date of August 4th, 2022.
Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Schindler. Is there support for this motion?
Madam President, Trustee Townsend, support.
Thank you. Supported by trustee Townsend. Ms. McCarty.
Thank you once again. And as you'll notice, the microphone is set up for my height. So, Mr. Stone, Mr. Stone comes to us with his BS from Wayne State University and his master's in curriculum instruction from Mary Grove. He's been in education since 2002. He too has been a PE teacher, ELA teacher, social studies teacher, and administrator. He, as well as Mr. Davis, brings to us so many facets of experience and will be an asset. So I am bringing him to you for your review.
Thank you, Ms. McCarty. Any board questions, any discussion? See none, a motion was made by trustee Schindler, supported by trustee Townsend. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations and welcome to YCS. Mr. Stone, would you like to come up?
I would like to say when the mic is right for me. I would just like to say to all the dignitaries that are in the room today, this is greatly appreciated. Once again, to be able to work in your prestigious district and to be able to put forth work and roll up my sleeves to get down and dirty with the academics and making sure that our students are able to raise scores and to be able to strive for excellence. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, that takes us to the approval of a principal of our Rising Leader Program. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, trustee Townsend, I move that the Board of Education approve the principal of the Rising Leader Program contract of Brian Dickerson with the commencement date of August 16, 2022.
Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Townsend. Is there support for this motion?
Madam President, trustee Fields, I support.
Thank you. Ms. McCarty, I should have just invited you to just stay. Yes.
So thank you once again. And once again, it's very exciting to bring so many highly qualified, experienced candidates to for your approval. Mr. Dickerson has his BS from Hampton University. He got his teacher certification from the University of Detroit, Mercy, and his ed leadership from Concordia University. Mr. Dickerson has been in education since 1998. He's been a math teacher, a basketball coach, and an administrator. I'm happy to bring him to you for your review and approval.
Thank you again, Ms. McCarty. Any questions, comments, or discussion at this time by the board? Yes, trustee Gaisley.
Madam President, I would love to hear a little bit of background on the Rising Leader Program.
Dr. Zachary Ross.
Thank you. I don't know if Dr. Cascarella, if you would like for me to talk about it through this. This is through our, I'm really excited through our SEEK grant. We know that this is part of, if you'll notice, our candidates are coming from off from the outside. And that's one of the concerns that even our internal candidates have been sharing, that we don't have that pipeline from the inside. And part of it is that they don't have the experience of shadowing. Mr. Dickerson will be able to shadow, first of all, the first few months, be able to go and shadow our current principals and be able to, he already came and he shadowed, he came, when he first came from Hampton, he was able to come and he was recruited by Ruth Jordan to come back to Michigan. And that's where he started, in Ypsilanti communities, public schools. And he'll be able to come and be able to be a part of the culture in Ypsilanti community schools. And then be embedded
as the principal of the Rising Leaders Program. So he will know and be able to run our program, to be able to pull out all of our, the principals and be the principal of the program. So when our principals are shadowing the central office administrators, he will be the principal and run and be able to run our buildings and be able to run any building in our district, and will be the principal. So he won't have definitely one, he will be the principal. And we see him to be just to be the premier principal of the district, and hopefully just be able to be even a central office administrator at some point in our district. And so we're excited about this because we want to build up our central office administrators and not lose our administrators. We see this across, we know across our country, people are losing administrators, losing teachers, and we want to build the capacity and have them to stay. And so we appreciate the SEEK grant, and we believe that that's going to make people stay in our district. And this is the first attempt at doing that and showing people, people keep saying, you have that grant, how are you using it? How are you saying that this is happening? And by him being, if you approve him today, this is that step in showing people that it's not about words, this is about doing it. And so I'm just excited about him being here because of his qualifications, and by him accepting and coming back is really that capacity building right here and bringing somebody right back to IPSI and showing that faith. And he just has the personality to do it. And I just believe that he's going to show what that means to bring it back here, to build the capacity and just show that we're sustaining the work.
Thank you.
Any other board questions, comments, or feedback? Seeing none, a motion was made by trustee Townsend, supported by trustee Fields. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations and welcome, Mr. Dickerson. We invite you to come up and say a few words to the board.
Mic is
You
not-
can pull it up.
Mic is not right for me. No, it's fine. But like the gentleman before me, I'm super excited about this position. It is a new position and I'm open to that. As an intervention specialist, I started that program. I was one of the first intervention specialists and grew that program. And then as a math coach in my previous district, I grew that program and made it, a success. And I'm ready to, like I said, roll up my sleeves and get this program off the ground and learn from the wonderful administrators we have here. I've already built some strong connections here in IPSI. As mentioned before, I was part of the IPSI High team in '97. So I'm excited to be back.
Congratulations. Next, that takes us to our first action item under business and finance. And just as a brief summary for the board, I know the board is aware that a few months back, we noticed that there was, it was brought to our attention that there was an error in our superintendent's contract, and a subcommittee was assigned to make sure that we address that error in the contract to make the superintendent's term life insurance policy whole. And at this time, I would just invite Ms. Nyack to share just some highlights of the recommendation that's coming before the board, and then we will consider the option that is before us.
Good evening, board members, Madam Superintendent, Madam President and Superintendent. We received about 3 quotes for the term life insurance. After analyzing the quotes that we received, it was my recommendation that we go with the company called North American. It's better benefits and for the similar price, that the price comparison wise. So that was my recommendation to make the contract whole.
Thank you, Ms. Nyack, for
Thank
all
you.
your research and diligence and bringing this forward for consideration, and we're glad we're finally at this point. So thank you so much. Ms.
Thank you.
Nyack. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, this is trustee Goodrich. I move that the Board of Education accept as presented the term life insurance policy for Superintendent Zachary Ross.
Thank you. A motion has been made by trustee Goodrich. Is there support for this motion?
Support Vice President Lee.
Thank you. Motion made by trustee Goodrich, supported by Vice President Lee. Any discussion on this item? Any questions or feedback?
I just have one question.
Yes.
With this policy, is there any type of waiver? So like when you have companies that usually have like a CEO, there's a waiver for the company as well. So it'll pay out for the CEO's family, but then there's a payout for, say, the district as well.
Thank you for your question, trustee Townsend. Ms. Nyack?
So with some life insurance policy, there's a dual arrangement to where it will, you can attach a waiver or an addendum to where it will pay out whatever that policy is for to the beneficiary of the person. But then there's also a payout to the company or the district. The family. Okay. All right.
Any other questions, trustee Townsend?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Any other board questions or comments? A motion was made by trustee Goodrich, supported by Vice President Lee. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Next, that takes us to the approval of the Communities in Schools proposal. Is there a motion at this time?
Madam President, trustee Schindler, move that the Board of Education accept as presented the Communities and Schools proposal for $147,000 to partner with 2 district school sites.
Thank you. A motion was made by trustee Schindler. Is there support for this motion?
Support trustee Gainsleigh.
Supported by trustee Gainsleigh. Any discussion on this item?
Madam President, can you have some more information in regards to the 2 district school sites? I didn't see that in the information that was provided.
Absolutely. Dr. Zachary Ross?
Yes, they will provide services. They've been providing services to the high school. They'll go back again to support the middle school building.
Thank you.
Any other board questions, discussion? Seeing none, a motion was made by trustee Schindler, supported by trustee Gainsleigh. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. Next, that takes us to our second public comment section for this evening. Ms. Haynes, are there any public comment cards that have come in? Yes, Madam President. Thank you. Prior to inviting the member of the public to address the board, I will read the public comment protocol. Pursuant to Board of Education Policy 0167.3, the board recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express their views. Please limit statements to 3 minutes in duration. Participants shall direct all comments to the board and not to staff or other participants. No person may address or question board members individually. Remarks shall be made in a respectful and professional manner. Ms. Amanda Smith.
Good evening, everyone. I just had a couple of things on my mind. One is, I know the last time we did a survey for the masks, the options included reassessing in the fall, and I haven't heard anything yet as to what the plan is for fall. And parents are starting to ask that question. So I wanted to bring that to your attention that that's out there. I know Omicron is catchier than ever, the new variant that's out there, and I know that there's a new vaccine on the way. So there's lots of factors to weigh there, and I think you've heard my personal preference before that we do wear masks. Secondly, it has also come to my attention recently that the school calendar that was recently published has the last day of school on a Monday. And I wondered if there was any chance that was an error or if that's accurate. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. Next, that takes us to Board of Education Subcommittee reports. Are there any subcommittee reports at this time? See none, we know this is a standing agenda item, so we will have more opportunities to submit reports as they become available. Next, that takes us to Board Superintendent comments. Are there any board comments at this time? Seeing none, Dr. Zachary Ross.
Thank you so much, Madam President. First of all, I just want to say that it's just been a pleasure having the beginning of the 2022-23 school year. We had a wonderful board retreat, and then we had a wonderful administrative retreat. The energy has just been tremendous this year. Last year, obviously, starting off, we didn't have so many in-person meetings, but the in-person retreat at Walden Woods was amazing. And then we've had teachers as facilitators in here, and the energy with all the teachers was just amazing as well. You see that our talent management team has been doing a lot of hiring. And so just even know that even as you see these candidates, thank you, board, for the recommendations and hiring of this staff. Know that we use the blueprint talent management process. They've really gone through. I know they all just talked about they're all smiling, the process of going through the teachers and the staff members who interviewed them. They really came highly recommended. And so I appreciate them going through the process, but really that teacher and staff voice was really important. And so you see two additional people there before you, and I want to first start with them. We have from Chartwells, a new person, and I'd like for her to just stand and just come before the board because she is a person from Chartwells, and Chartwells did give us a chance to participate in their interview process, which was strenuous as well. Asia Smith, and she actually came her first day to Walden Woods, and so talking about a high pressure thing, and she is the new Tiffany Houston, but she comes with her own wonderful personality and just joined right on in with our scavenger hunt and joined the team. Asia, thank you so much for being here. Would you introduce yourself to the Board of Education?
Yes, so my name is Asia Smith. I am actually a Ypsilanti community member. I've been here all my life. I graduated from Ypsi High, class of 2012. So I am from this community. I enjoy this community. I love this community. And I would do anything for my community. I graduated with my culinary arts degree from WCC, and I got my hotel and restaurant management degree from EMU. So. I am coming from U of M as well as my previous job as a food service manager in one of the residential dining halls. So.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Asia. And she jumped right in as I talked about the professional development. She made sure we have had the food service continuously going, and just has jumped right on in, and we just really appreciate her. The other person we have here is another familiar face, just standing in another role. Again, even without an official role on a Sunday, taking over. We know our athletic director transitioned, and on a Saturday, I think he said, hey, there's a meeting for athletic directors, and we were leaving Walden Woods, and he said, but I'll go. We were like, well, well, would you even consider having a conversation on Monday after the meeting on Sunday? And Coach Brown, if you come on up, and he said, I will have a conversation after the meeting, but we needed an athletic director at the meeting. And the coaches all said, but would you consider, we'd all stay if he would be athletic director? And we said, would you consider it? And he said, I would. And so Coach Brown is Athletic Director Brown. And we appreciate him for standing. That means part of it was he would be not the assistant principal athletic director, but just, he's like, I see some things I can improve. I see some things I can be a part of change, and not necessarily do that part of the role, but really having that linear focus, laser-like focus on that role. And we appreciate him standing in the gap. He knows the students, he knows athletics. He, as you know, he's deeply rooted in that focus. And so we appreciate him. Athletic Director, thank you, Brown.
Thank you. Coming back here 2 years ago, my idea was to help develop football program. So when this opportunity came up and I entered into the conversation, to me it's a great honor to develop the athletic department, right? And to make, give the community and the kids something to be proud of. Right, so that's our goal. Our mission is always to develop kids, develop programs, so that our students can have a great high school opportunity. So, I'm very happy to do my part in developing our kids as they grow in athletics. Thank you.
So within the building, Principal Dr. Hugan has been doing within shifts and just really working within her team to work within, looking for that talent within the building. And they've been truly working in the building to develop each other, to strengthen each other. And they have just really been building up the team. And so I'm just really proud of the work and thank the team for coming together. And they've been working day in and day out. And so I'm just looking forward to what the team has been doing during this already this summer, the school year. And so it's exciting what they have in store. So I cannot wait until you see what they have in place, and it'll be just truly exciting as you see what they have in store. This Saturday, we have the FACE conference to start off with in the morning. And I know registration ends today, so hopefully people have registered for the FACE conference. That's going to be wonderful for our families and community empowerment conference. And then after the FACE conference, we know the back to school bash. So our families and communities will come out and get their backpacks. People have tables registered. I'm hoping for good weather still. And so people have been talking about it. Our community partners will be out and just have a full day of excitement here. And as we begin, looking forward to the 22-23 school year. And I know our wonderful partner over there, Ms. Smith, talked about, yes, we know that there are protocols in place. I did talk about on May 17th that we did the survey. We talked about the recommendation of optional masking beginning June 13th. We talked about we would be following the mask optional requirement with following the Washtenaw County Health Department. And so we're going to continue with mask optional throughout this school year. We have already been working with our health department. We're going to continue to do that. We know the CDC has lifted things, and we will continue to say masks are highly recommended. Masks are highly recommended. We have them available in our buildings, in all of our buildings. We continue to have cleaning practices in place. We continue to keep our class sizes the same as we did last year. We have not increased class sizes. Our custodial staff have been continue to be diligent. And so we are practicing that, yet it is mask optional. I think if we changed at this point and went backwards, that would really cause a big problem in our community after we made that announcement on May 17th. I asked Julie to check. We did make that announcement at the May 17th meeting. And so it is mask optional. I know the health department, we have a meeting tomorrow, as a matter of fact, again, with the health department. Well, we do, the Washington County Superintendent's tomorrow. We have a joint meeting on Wednesday. So we're continuously meeting with them and looking at protocols. This has been ongoing. And if there are any things that we change right now, the one thing that continues is Head Start and GSRP do remain mask required. Head Start, GSRP do remain mask required. The one thing that is controversial, and I must put it on the table, in Ypsilanti Community Schools, we did not have family meals in our GSRP and Head Start last year. It is required by federal guidelines that we have family meals. Last year, we did get marked down because we refused. We did refuse, and we got marked down on our scores. And we don't want to risk the federal funding for this county because we choose not to. And so we really stuck to our guns, and then we know that there are ways that make it possible. They did it in other districts. We know if they did it in other districts, we can do it too. We just tried to stay till June. We stayed till June, and we said we were going to be strict. Yet we know we went to look at other sites. We knew if other districts in this county could do it, we could do it too this year. And we are going to work together with the WISD to find a way, some kind of way possible. But I do want to publicly say we did. We stuck to our guns. We said we were going to do that, but we will follow the masking mandate. We will follow the mandate, some kind of way to have those meals that way. But we will work together with the Washington County Health Department. We will work together with the Head Start and GSRP to follow those rules and work with hand in hand with our health department. But we are mask optional. It is true. We had to work with our unions. We did our 3-year calendar, and the way that we worked with them, it does end with a Monday. I know it seems like it is, but that's how the calendar ended up with the elections and the days that we do have. So it ends up that way right now. If there's a change, it's a negotiated calendar. And that's how the calendar ends up right now. And the way it would change is it will have to be negotiated if it were to change. So we can't change it just by administration. It will have to be a negotiated change. So that's how it is. I can't change it to us on our own. And it's published for this year and for next year at this point. So I'm sorry. That's all I can say. Thank you for bringing it to our attention. And we hope that everyone's getting ready for the school year. We're excited about this school year. It is going to be a fantastic school year. We hope that our students are excited as we are. There are open houses coming up. I know that the middle school parent meeting is planned. I know that several of our principals are sending those out. So we are looking forward to those happening. Teachers, the family reunion style open house day, welcome back to school day is going to be tremendous. Plan on being outside and inside. We are going to have a tremendous day. It's not inside. We're going to be inside for just a second. And then the rest of the day is a day where you know that you belong. We want it to be a day that you feel welcome back, a day of belonging. because we've had a couple years of a tough year. So this year is going to be a welcome back year, a year that you know YCS is where you belong. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Dr. Zachary Ross. And I'll just close by saying, again, a huge congratulations to all of our new employees who are joining the YCS family, and to those transitioning to new roles within the YCS family. Welcome to YCS again. We can give you another round of applause. And I wanted to make sure I would have said this earlier, but I wanted to just lift up again, even though this was brought before the board a few months back, that Trustee Townsend was able to secure a lot of pool passes. I don't know the exact number, but these pool passes are able to be in the hands of our students and our families in Ypsilanti. And a huge thank you to the Friends of Rutherford Pool, which I know Trustee Townsend sits on the board for that, but I just wanted to pause and just take a minute to just say how much we appreciate your advocacy and your support to our families, this community, and our students. It is an amazing and very generous donation. And I know that you went to the Grizzly sites to hand deliver many of these pool passes. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. And if you wanted to say anything, Trustee Townsend, feel free.
We secured 3,900, the total amount of students that we had. Thank you, Madam President. And I have about probably 800 left that I will bring to back to school bash and face conference. So
that deserves a round
Yeah,
of
I was
applause.
gonna say, thank you.
Any other board comments?
Could I ask a question, please?
Absolutely.
Trustee Townsend? Are the passes, are they able to use them during the fall time or just during the summer?
during up until the last day that the pool is open for this year. So usually we get passes every year. I just told them I want 3,900 this year.
Okay.
So they will, so next year we will have another opportunity. We also were able to provide several of our families free one with the whole season passes.
Okay.
So, and then they also got some free lessons as well. So as long as I'm on the board, we will get passes.
Thank
Put that
you.
on record, so.
Thank you again, Trustee Townsend. And we know that, you know, it seems like, you know, a pool pass, yeah, kids swim, right? But, you know, we have to, you know, take a minute to think about what the research and the data tells us about access. And having access to this really important summer pastime, especially for students of color, I think it's big and it's really important. So the fact that these students are able to also get swimming lessons, we know that the data bears out that many of our students can benefit from being able to take swimming lessons. And this is a lifesaver in many respects. So I am really, really, really thankful and grateful that the legacy of Mr. Rutherford is able to kind of, his vision and his commitment to this community is able to be seen by way of these passes being in the hands of students and families that will impact them for years to come. So thank you again. Next, as we transition, seeing as though there are no other board comments, no superintendent comments, I want to just remind the public that we are transitioning into our strategic planning, monitoring, evaluation session with our facilitator from MASB, Mary Kerwin. And that will be our workshop this evening. After that workshop, we will adjourn for the evening. And at this time, we'll take a 15-minute recess. There are refreshments for the board and everyone who is here. So take a bathroom break, grab something to eat, and we will come back together at 7:30, if that's okay with the board. Okay. We are in recess until 7:30.
Yeah. Thank you. No, it's just, I'm always excited to see you.